Hi, good evening, everybody. Hello, Bradley.
Hi,
Welcome.
Jane.
How are you, sir?
Good. How are you doing?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Yeah, very well. Yeah, welcome everybody to Aderans UK Live. Thank you for joining myself and Bradley and our staff who are behind the scenes monitoring all the questions for us this evening. Bradley, as normal, is going to actually take charge of all of your questions and make sure you've got lots of questions coming through for me, and we'll answer those as we progress through the actual evening. Um, I'm sure and I'm hope there's lots of you joining us, and you're not outside in your gardens or on the beach or anywhere enjoying this lovely spring sunshine, which is absolutely gorgeous. The clock's changed and spring absolutely sprung this is, isn't it? So absolutely beautiful, everybody. And tonight we're doing a little Easter special for you. We're going to be looking at our Sentoo Lotus collection, which is a fabulous collection of wigs. There's three collections in the actual Sentoo brochure, and they're all slightly different. One's with high heat fibre, two of them are with your normal fibre, and the Lotus collection, which we're looking at this evening, is made with a normal standard synthetic fibre. So I'll go through the aftercare with you and how those are made. I really wanted to talk to you about Lotus because, particularly the Lotus collection from Sentoo, is a fabulous collection of wigs. And if you're somebody who's looking for something that's going to be lightweight, it's going to be quite cool as well. Now we've got the warmer weather coming, and something that's got that real comfort factor as well, and various sizes for you to choose from, then the Lotus collection is really one that you should be looking at. All of the Lotus collections can be found on our website. Am I correct, Bradley? You can look at all of them on there. Yep, and view
Yeah.
all the colours that they actually come in. We've got 11 different styles. I've got four styles out behind me, and those are kind of four of my favourite styles that I've picked this evening to put behind me. There's two long ones, one's short and slightly wavy, and the other one quite short that you can make quite funky. I love all of those for different reasons, and they're my particular favourites out of this collection that I thought you'd like to see because you can do so much with them. Also, throughout the evening, I'm going to be looking at all the different foundations that they come on, the different bases, describing them to you as to why those bases are so good. Hi, Lindsay. Thank you for joining us this evening. And I know Lindsay particularly loves the Sentoo Lotus collection, and she's a real fan of the Poppy and also of our other long one, Bluebell. And the Bluebell's behind me in the absolutely beautiful red chestnut rooted colour, which is really, really nice. Tonight I just styled it up slightly differently, and if I just turn that head slightly, you can see I've put just a lovely little slide just in the side of it. Because sometimes I think when you've got long hair and you're trying to work, you've got all this hair flopping over your face, you're getting a little bit hot and a little bit bothered. Just by putting a simple little slide in it like this, you can really dress it up, but also make it a lot more functionable for when you're working as well. And I think when you are wearing hair, you really need to think about how you're going to wear it, what occasion it's for, and to make life a lot easier for you. And also to be able to do things from the workplace to going straight out for drinks with your friends as well. So that one is particularly lovely, and as I said, one of my favourites, the Bluebell. Hi, Dawn. Thank you for joining us. Oh, and you love the Sentoo Lotus as well. They are really, really comfortable. Throughout the evening, I am going to pop a little question out to all of you, and when you hear the question, I'll repeat it several times for you. Bradley doesn't know the question today. We've had a really busy day here in the office, and Bradley at home in his home office. Normally, we get together and have a little bit of a chat beforehand to see how the evening's going to pan out. But tonight, we've not had our little chat beforehand. So you're going to get a lot of me talking, and Bradley's going to actually join in as well. and somebody really likes your shirt. We all said that this evening.
Thank you very much. Thank you
He
very
looked,
much.
yeah, he looked really summery this evening, which is great, really. And I think that's everybody's going to start trying to wear some colour now and actually look that way as well. And it's got to be reflected in our hair and in the wigs that we actually wear. So tonight I'm going to give a little question, and it's a really simple question. Just listen out for it. Pop your answers then in the comments, and at the end of the evening, we'll either announce the winner live, or we'll actually just look. If there's so many answers, we go through them afterwards, and the first person to get the right answer is going to actually win a poppy this evening. I'm going to do a little bit of styling on a poppy, just show you a couple of simple ways of how you can put your hair up and actually dress it up slightly. So listen out for that, and you could be in with a chance of winning a poppy for your Easter present from everybody here at Aderans UK. Okay, is everybody on, Bradley? Have we got all different social platforms on? No hassle?
Everything is working tip top shape. We're good to go, which is really, really great news for us all. So, no further ado, Jane. Let's get the show on the road.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Okay, with our Sentoo Lotus collection, the brochure you would be looking at is this lovely glossy little square brochure. It's a very, very plain cover. It's got Sentoo Lotus collection written on it. And in the collection, we've got 3 different collections of wigs. So Sentoo Lotus, Sentoo Premium, and Sentoo Premium Plus. Sentoo Premium Plus is different from all of them because it's a high heat fibre. And I think at some point in the future, we'll just do an evening all about high heat fibre from the different ranges we do, so you can understand a bit more about them and how you can actually style them quite easily as well. When we look at our Sentoo Lotus, we've got a page that has actually got all the different colours on it, so you can see the colours that are available. And there's 16 different colours available in this particular collection. They come on a beautiful colouring, which is a wefted colouring, so you can really see the blend of each of the actual colours. So if you ordered a colouring to actually look at the different colours, you're going to be able to see the blend that you're going to actually get. Also, any of our sales team would be able to actually help you and advise you with colour as well. If you're already wearing a wig and you want a colour quite close to the one you're wearing, again, just contact the sales team on 01273 774977 or email us at info@trenco.co.uk. All the details are on the screen, and they'll be able to actually help you with the different colour selections that you might actually be looking for. Then when we actually look at each of the pictures, just to take you through to make sure you understand the catalogue, how it works, all this information is also on the website, so it's all really relevant. It gives a picture of one of the wigs that has actually been styled for the shoot. And then at the bottom, you can see 3 different pictures, a front, a side, and a back picture. And this indicates what the wig looks like when you've just taken it out of the box. So there's no surprises for you at all. So I think sometimes when we look at catalogues, you actually look at that model, it's been styled for them. You get the wig, you order it, you get the wig, and sometimes you might be a little bit disappointed because it doesn't look exactly as you actually imagined. Of course, if you're doing this mail order, buying online, you can get them all personalised in any of our salons, or when we open again on the 12th of April, which is really exciting for, I think, every hairdresser, every wig salon, wig boutique throughout the country. We're really excited to be inviting all of our customers back through our doors again. And then you can actually get that personal wig cutting service as well. Also, when you look at the description, it will tell you the hair length and also the size that the foundation comes in. Because with Sentoo Lotus, they come on varying different head sizes, from a 51.5 being petite going up to size 55, which is a slightly larger one. And the others are, most of them are at 53, and we've got one in there at a 54 centimetre head size as well. So for those ladies who want something a little bit tighter, maybe a little bit more snug fitting than what you would get with the Amore or the Noriko or the high fashion wigs, then Sentoo Lotus or Sentoo Premium and Premium Plus are your collections to actually look at because they are made on slightly smaller foundations, which is really, really great. It will also tell you the colours that they're available in as well. So you've got a quick reference to see what colours they're available in. We are planning at the moment to actually rebrand all of our Sentoo collection, which we're really excited about, and also to redo all the packaging and do a really nice new glossy brochure. And that brochure is going to be a really lifestyle brochure, so something similar to what you would see in the more high fashion and Noriko brochures. Um, that's been delayed, obviously, because of COVID, but hopefully at some point this year, towards the end of the year, early next year, we'll be having a lovely new glossy brochure for all of you to actually look at and select your wigs from. So just going through and just taking you through onto the first one. And what you'll actually notice is when you go through our brochure as well for Lotus, that you see these little lotus flowers at the side. It can be anything from one lotus flower to four lotus flowers. And that actually tells you what the foundation is made from, or your base is actually made from. Also, in the brochure, there's a little description as well. If I bring that a little bit closer, you can see that the one to four, all the lotus flowers describe the bases being slightly different. What I want to do with all of you this evening, though, is to just look at those bases and say why they are such fabulous bases. And they are, for anybody who's actually tried them, most people, I think, when they move into this collection, rarely move back to any of the other collections that we do. And the reason for that is because they are really, really lightweight. They feel very natural and very comfortable when they're on. There's also quite a lot of elements of hand knotting. Some of them are like almost completely hand tied, and that means that hair actually moves very, very naturally for you, which is what you want to actually happen. You want to be able to walk along the street, swish your hair around, and it just moves as if it's your own bio hair as well. So it is a really good collection to actually be looking at. If we look at one of the actual wigs, and this particular one is Lily, another great wig, another great style, I think. And the Lily comes on a 1 star. So she's on one of our more basic foundations. But I think you'll all agree with me when you actually look at the actual foundation, you'll see how fantastic that is for what we would refer to as one of the basic wigs in the actual collection. So to start with, when we're looking at the lily, and this is one orchid flower or one lotus flower, we've got some machine wefting at the back, and that really starts from just below the crown, just on your occipital bone. Now we've got an area of stretch net, so you can see it's got quite a lot of stretch and give in that, so you can really pull it down over the actual contour and shape of your head. Then we go into a single layer of monofilament, and then we've got that all important lace front, and it's an invisible lace front as well. So when this is on, and if I just pop that onto my hand, and bring it a little bit closer to the camera for you, you're going to actually be able to see how natural that lace front will actually look for you. So you're going to be able to take your hair away from your face if you want to and feel very natural and not feel as if people are looking at you because you've got that hard line that you actually get with some of the actual machine wefted wigs that you can purchase. All of the wigs, again, they're all adjustable. So you've got the little, it's almost like your bra strap. You can take it in to make it tighter and then just bring it out to make it looser. So just adjust it to actually get that comfort to actually suit you. And the lily comes on a 53 centimetre head base. So it's about a centimetre smaller than the Amore Noriko in high fashion. So you're going to get that really nice snug fit. Also at the temples, you can actually see we've got this really nice soft felt at the temples and also in your nape area. So when it's on, you're not going to get any rubbing or any itchiness from the wig. It's just going to feel very, very comfortable and very, very natural for you. And the lily is a very nice style. It's nicely layered down through that back, so it just sits in quite nicely to that nape area. And through the top, we've got that lovely layer again. And where we've got that monofilament top, you're able to change the parting if you want to. And it also looks really, really natural wherever you part it. So it's another great advantage, I think, when you're wearing a wig. If maybe you're doing a desk job and you're sat down and you're a little bit concerned about how the top of your hair might actually look when you're actually sat down talking to anybody. So when you think for this being one orchid flower, being such a fantastic base already, and this is actually the same base as what all of the premium range are made with. So the Sentoo Premium are all made on this type of foundation. So whichever collection you're looking at, you're getting a really great foundation for your wig. And I think that's the most important thing when you're looking at choosing wigs. You want something, I think, that is particularly comfortable. I know there's a lot of kind of information you can find on the website and on the internet about different foundations, lace foundations, all over lace. And all these foundations are all made differently to suit individual people and to what they want to actually do with their wigs and what their daily lifestyle is like as well. So you need to take all of those things really into consideration when you're choosing a wig.
So Jane, the thing that really struck me with this collection when I joined the company was just how much sort of technology, if you will, has gone into the wig bases themselves. Just in the sense of how much they are aimed at the customer and just solving every single problem that a wig cap could potentially cause. So they're really snug. The sizing, everything's been thought of, hasn't it, perfectly. You've got then also the materials that are used, the way those are positioned in different ways. Tell us more about, the thought process that goes into that, because surely it's not just a case of guesswork. It's been years and years of learning what works and what doesn't.
Okay, with the actual Sentoo collection, when it first came about, probably 12 years ago, when we brought out the Sentoo Premium collection, which was the first of the three collections in the Sentoo brochure. And myself and some other people who do a similar job to me in Europe, we were all sat down having lunch one day and just doing a brainstorming session, really. We wanted to bring out a new collection, which was just for the UK and for Europe, so something quite unique just for the European countries and ourselves. And we took a lot of feedback. We've done a lot of research with our clients, a lot of surveys about what do you like about wigs, what don't you like about wigs, what do you find annoying about them, what's uncomfortable about them. And we kind of gathered all this information and sat there talking. And the biggest thing that most people actually came back with was that there was too much hair in a normal wig. And when we're looking at sometimes with the Noriko collection, you'll see that I do, when I'm styling them, I might thin them out to reduce some of the actual weight because they can actually feel quite big and puffy on somebody's hair. So first of all, we actually reduced the density of the wig. And when you hold one of these in your hand, compared to say an Amore, Noriko, or a High Fashion, or any other brand on the market, these are incredibly lightweight. And I think by being so lightweight, it makes it really comfortable for the client. So we reduced the density. Then we looked at head sizes as well. And we measured hundreds of heads over a period of time from all different countries to actually get feedback from a lot of people. And people wanted something that was going to fit quite snugly onto the head, but also to feel really, really secure, which again is a really important thing to the client who's actually wearing that particular wig. So that's when we started looking at foundations, removing some of the machine wefting and putting more of the actual hand tied area into it. The more the area is hand tied, the more expensive the wigs tend to be because of the labour obviously involved in hand tying each of the actual wigs. But the quality you get is then absolutely superb, really. So that's really how we went about making the Sentoo Premium collection. From there, we moved into the Sentoo Premium Plus, which is a different type of fibre, and we wanted a fibre that you could actually heat style. And from the Premium Plus, we moved into the Sentoo Lotus. And the Sentoo Lotus, we wanted to offer several different sizes that would suit a lot of different people. And at the moment, I'm just in the final steps almost of finalising the next Sentoo Lotus. So we've got the next lot of styles that are going to be joining the actual Sentoo Lotus collection sometime, hopefully this year. It's been delayed slightly again because of COVID, and we've not been able to travel out to our factories to actually get the work done any quicker. So it's been going backwards and forwards in the post. So it's all taken rather a long time. But the new styles that we've actually got are absolutely superb. They've been in our workroom here for quite a while now. And a member of staff came in today and she said, "What are these?" And she was like, "Oh, that one, that one, that one." So they're all getting excited about seeing them. And that's going to be something really exciting for all of you to actually see as well in the future. So we look constantly at materials, what is available on the market. We constantly look at colour and we constantly look at style, just really, Bradley, to keep ahead of the game all the time. Because when you're bringing out a new collection, it can take up to 18 months to get that collection from a thought in my head to being on that production line and then in our warehouse.
Of course, yeah.
So I think, it's really important that we get feedback from people who sell the wigs, but more importantly, from those people who are wearing the wigs as well. Because those people who wear a wig on a daily basis, they know what it's like to wear a wig. They know what they don't like. They know what is going to be uncomfortable for them. And all of that feedback is so precious to us. So you can give that feedback to us any day you want to. Just email me, email Bradley, or info@Trenco, and we really do take on board what you would actually like to see in a wig collection as far as style and colour, but also what you don't like about bases as well. So give us your feedback. It's really, really important.
So Jane, just a couple of questions that have come in here. Is Sentoo Lotus a brand owned by Aderans and Trenco? Now, I can answer that one and say yes. It is indeed. Are the Sentoo Premium Collection bases the same as the One Star Lotus?
The One Star Lotus is the same base as the Sentoo Premium Collection. The Premium Plus base is different again, and we've got a completely different base again. Did somebody ask to see that base, Bradley?
No, not at all. Just wanted to know whether the Sentoo Premium Collection bases are the same as the One Star Lotus.
Yeah, Sentoo Premium is exactly the same as the One Star Lotus, so you're getting a fantastic foundation. If anybody wants to see a Premium Plus one, just let Bradley know, and I'll just go for a little walk around the other side of the screen and find one to actually show you. That's not a problem at all. So that's the actual one lotus flower. And before I move on to number two, we've got a lot more viewers that have been joining us. So I'm just going to reintroduce this evening again. Um, Welcome to everybody who's just joined us. Welcome to Aderans UK Live. You're here with me, Jane, and with Bradley. Bradley's looking at all the questions tonight and passing them on to me as well, so we can talk about all your feedback or your questions that you actually have. And tonight we're looking at the Sentoo Lotus collection. The Sentoo Lotus is the third collection that we've actually got in the Sentoo catalogue. And it's a fantastic collection of wigs because they're really, really lightweight. There's not so much density in them, so they feel really natural. They can hug the contour of your head just beautifully. And they're really extremely comfortable to wear and coming in various sizes and also different types of foundations. And there's 4 different types of foundations within those 11 different styles that we have in the Lotus collection. So we've got 11 different styles, 16 different colours, and 4 different types of base. So you've got an awful lot of choice that you're able to actually choose from. So moving on to Sentoo Lotus cap construction with 2 lotus flowers. Again, slightly different and quite similar to the XO and the XO Plus that you see in the Amore collection, but a lot lighter weight. So we've got machine wefting through the back, but it's actually covered in a stretch net material. And you can actually see the amount of give and stretch that we actually have in that particular wig. So it's very, very comfortable for you. We've also got this beautiful lace construction on the top that has got 2 layers of lace, as you can see, and the actual layer on the inside here is where all the hair has actually been hand tied. And then we've got this lovely lace just over the top that gives it that complete comfort for you. So it always feels really, really comfortable to wear. It's got a centimetre of lace just at that front section. And just behind that, we've got an area of anti-slip PU. Excuse me, the anti-slip PU we use is the same PU that we actually use for our hauled up stockings so they don't slide down your legs. And again, having this on a wig, we've got it on the tape tabs at the side as well. It gives you that extreme comfort, but that security as well. So you know that wig's not going to actually move at all on your head and it's going to stay really comfortable all day long. Again, you've got your nape adjusters as well at the actual side, so you can take it in to actually make it tighter or out to actually make it looser as well. The Blossom is one of the short styles in the collection, but it's also the largest base size as well. And the base size of this one is a 55 centimetre. So for anybody with that slightly larger head, that would work really, really well for them. And if I just turn it back the right way, you're going to actually be able to see how short that is. And it just fits really nicely into the nape. If I just pop it onto a head, you're going to actually be able to see that styling a little bit better. So just popping it onto that head very quickly. You can see it just fits beautifully in that nape area. And then coming round to the actual side, you've got these lovely soft layered cut coming across to the face. You can actually take that back as well if you want to. And you've got that very soft textured fringe as well. So you can put product into this wig and you can use any different kind of finishing products for the wigs. We always use products from Redken. Redken do a fabulous range of different products that we actually use. And if you've not used them, I would say give them a try and see what they're actually like. And I'm just going to grab a couple of ones now so you can see how these work so well with this particular wig. I just bring in my head. And I said earlier in the programme, tonight, this is really an Easter special for us. And we wanted to give something back to one of our lovely customers or clients out there who actually watch us weekly. And later on, I'm going to be doing some styling on a poppy. And I'm also going to be asking a question as well. And the people, or the first person to get that question right, will actually win the poppy that I'm styling this evening. So I've mentioned the answer several times already throughout the programme. And it's just waiting for that question, and then you can stop popping all your answers into your actual comments box for me. So you can see with this one, the blossom, it's really quite short. It sits really lovely and just hugs the actual contour of that head. But what you wanted to do, if you wanted to funk it up a little bit and change it slightly, we've got different products you can use. You've got something called Powder Grip, which is this one. This is by Redken. Again, you'll find all of these on our website as well. And this, if I put some into my hand, I don't know if you can see, it's a bit awkward, Jane. It just looks as if it's a little fine white powder. And what you can do is just sprinkle some of this at the root area, and it just texturizes that hair a little bit. It also takes some of that sheen and shine away from the actual wig as well, if you didn't want it quite so shiny. And it will actually give you that little bit of lift that you might want at the root area. So it's just dressing your wig for you. And I think when we look at wigs, it's really important to think about products that you're using, because if it was your own hair, you would always be styling it and you would always finish it with a product as well. So again, I think it's really important that when we're looking at different wigs, different collections, that you learn how to actually look after it. Another product I'm using now on here is called Wax Blast. Again, it's by Redken, and you can get it onto our website. This, oh, and I nearly tripped over. That would have been entertaining. Just spray a little bit of this on. And what it would do is I can just move that hair around and just, again, it gives it a little bit of texture. It gives it that little bit of shine as well. And you can move the hair really into any position you want to. So you can take the fringe more across if you wanted to, and really work with that spiky light front to it. And I think really when you're looking at products on a wig, it changes those wigs completely. It no longer feels like a wig, it actually feels more like your own hair. And I think that is an important thing, and something if you're wearing wigs to actually get used to doing. So you can see you can change it up quite a bit if you want to. Again, if you just wanted to wear it quite flat, you didn't want to have that lifting body to it, you could just take it quite flat again. And you can take it to either side with this one. It really doesn't matter which way you brush it, but you can do different things with that wig. And again, if you wanted it quite flat for work, wear it quite flat, put a little bit of product in your bag, and then at the end of the day, pop to the bathroom and then just change your hairstyle slightly so you can go straight from the office straight out and look completely different as well. And that's a great thing, I think, about wigs. And when you get used to playing with them, getting to know them really, it's almost making friends with that wig, so you know what you can actually do with them. So that's our Lotus Flower number 2 base. Again, a very, very snug base, and where we've actually got the machine wefting onto the stretch net, if you were to lift that hair up at the back, you won't see any of that machine wefting. So it looks completely natural the whole time for people when they're actually wearing that wig. And again, I think that's a really important factor and something to actually think about.
So, Jane, we've got a couple of questions that have just come through. One of them is the synthetic fibre on these pieces any different to your other ranges? That's the first question.
Okay, to answer that, these are made from a synthetic fibre. The actual fibre that is actually used is a really, really fine fibre. It's going to feel slightly different to the other fibres that you get from the Amore and the Noriko collection. And when they prepare the fibre, they actually do lots of different stages that it actually goes through. But one of the final stages is to actually make the ends of this fibre really, really fine, as if you've just had it cut and it's been thinned out at the salon. They actually take it through a hackling tool over and over again, and it just reduces the actual density and thickness of each of the fibres. So you're going to find each of these fibres are really, really fine, and that's why they feel and it moves almost like our own growing hair. So slightly different. It's still a synthetic fibre. Still, don't put any heat on it, please. Don't try to blow dry it. Don't try to straighten it or curl it because you will damage that fibre. And I think a really important thing is, well, if you're new to wearing wigs and you're having a synthetic wig for the first time, be really, really careful when you open that oven door because you get that blast of heat come out and it would damage the front of the wig. And also, because we're coming out of lockdown now, you can now meet 6 people outside. Soon you're going to be able to hopefully go to a pub or a restaurant and sit outside as well. Every restaurant and pub you go to is going to have the halogen overhead heaters to actually keep you warm. Don't sit underneath one of those if you're wearing a wig, please, because if that heat is directed onto any one area of your wig, it will actually damage it and actually burn that fibre. So just be really, really careful. Also, if you're barbecuing as well and you've got the lid down on your barbecue, just lift that lid up, stand back, and let that intense heat kind of go first before you get your tongs to like turn over your steak or your sausages or your chicken. So just be mindful of really all of that different heat and those naked flames as well around your fibre wigs.
Another bit of we've got a bit of feedback here actually on the Lotus collection, and we'd love to see more blended grey and brown colours offered within upcoming pieces, if
Okay.
possible. Now, I think we can't really talk about the colours and things or any of the styles that are coming out just yet because it's all very much top secret. But noted, that's a nice bit of feedback there. I think that probably a lot of people, obviously, we would all like to see all different colours, wouldn't we? It's quite a challenge.
I would say we've got some beautiful, um, very natural ombre brown shades coming out, but just so naturally done that you don't get that really hard dark root to it. Some beautiful blondes that are actually in the collection as well, and also grey. So I don't think you're actually going to be disappointed at all when
Well, there
you
you go.
actually get
You
to
heard
see
it
them.
here first, guys. Are there any rooted shades within the Sentoo Lotus collection?
There are rooted shades within the actual Lotus collection, and we've got 7 rooted shades in the collection. We've got 4 grey shades as well. So for those looking for grey, we've got 4 grey shades in the Lotus, 7 rooted, and we've got two. Well, one definitely pastel, and the other I kind of think it's a rooted pastel colour. And you can see that behind. And this one is an absolutely beautiful colour. It's called Sugarberry. and that's on the iris. And the other rooted one, which is kind of almost pastely, except we've got that lovely dark root to it, and that's called zebra wood rooted as well. So great colours, very, very kind of beautiful little shades in them. I think when we look at the iris, that is just such a soft pink, very soft pink shade. And if I take her off, bring her a little bit closer to the screen and the camera so you can see her, it's a really pale undertone of a very, very pure white. And then it's almost as if we've kind of just popped her in a basin of just a little bit of kind of soft food colouring, and we've got just little bits of pink, just like a little hint of pink that actually picks up on it. And this particular one is beautiful because you've just got that very, very short back to it and just that lovely little wave to it as well. Today, I've actually put a little clip in the side again. And again, just one of those little tips for you, really. When, again, when you're wearing a wig, one like this, it's going to fall onto your face, even though it's short. Just pop a little clip in, keep it out of your face when you're working, or even if you want to dress it up when you're actually going out on an evening, you'd be able to actually dress it up quite nicely by putting something as simple as that. And the little clip that I used for that was one of these, if you can actually see it. So it's not going to cause any, it's like a paper clip really. It's not going to cause any damage to your wig at all. Just be careful how you slide it in because of the face. But if you just slide it in on the hair, it's just going to keep any of the hair up back away from your face. And I can just slide it into mine quite easily. You can't see it in my hair, but there we go. It's quite an easy little one to do. And you can pick up all of these in supermarkets, drugstores, wherever you're actually shopping. Just have a look for these different accessories that you can get. Another little great clip that you can use is these that just bend in and out. And again, they will just actually clip into your hair really quite easily and just keep all those long bits away that you don't want falling over your face when you're actually working. I think they're great little things just to keep in your handbag if you get that moment and you just, oh, it's kind of getting on my nerves now, all this hair around your face, and you want to just clip it back. So you can use something as simple as little clips like that, which are
So
great
just
for you.
another question, Jane. What is the long blonde wig that's behind you at the back?
This one is the actual poppy, and the colour of that poppy is in the sycamore melange rooted, and it's the poppy that we're going to use in our competition tonight as well. So whoever gets the question right, we're going to actually be giving away the poppy, which is actually behind me. And the question is, and I think it's probably about time I gave you the question, isn't it, Bradley?
I think so. It's 7:45, so we should probably get that going.
Absolutely, because I was going to do some styling as well. This evening's flying, which is great. Okay, question for tonight for everybody. I've mentioned the answer several times, and I nearly told you the answer then, which is quite classic for me to do. It's typical Jane. Um, could you tell us, and first people to get the answers right, how many collections are within the Sentoo brochure? So, how many collections are there in the Sentoo collections? Quite a simple answer. We've got several different collections.
That was close.
That was really close, actually. So just let us know. First one to get that answer right, then you'll actually win the poppy that I'm going to do a little bit of styling on in a minute for you. So, really simple question tonight because we wanted to make something quite easy for you, um, just so you can actually have a little bit of fun and something back in. It's the Easter weekend, isn't it, really? And not an
That-
Easter egg because we all eat too much chocolate. I'm getting a bit addicted to chocolate at the moment. I know that anyway. So win a wig instead of Easter egg. I thought was nice, really. Okay, so moving on to the third wig in our collection, or the third lotus flower. So this one is actually got three lotus flowers. This particular wig is the jasmine, which is a fabulous little style. I love this style as well. And, you know, I said earlier in the program that I put all four of my favorite ones out. I think actually this one could have gone out as well. It's a really classic, sassy little bob, as you can see, just works absolutely beautiful. And look how that hair moves. It just kind of moves as if it's somebody's growing hair. And the reason for that is because we've got all of this that is hand tied. We've got a little bit or six lines of machine wefting in our nape area, and that's really to keep that hair flat for you. Then we go into this lovely stretch net area. Again, you've got a lot of stretch. You've actually got a lot of give to that as well. It looks really amazing. You've got the monofilament top, your single layer again, but you've got an extended lace front going all the way across the top, which is absolutely beautiful. You've got tape tabs at the side, again made with that anti-slip PU, also in the nape area, and going around that horseshoe shape. So you know that's going to be really, really secure when you're wearing it. Fabulous little wig. I really do like that particular one. And again, it's one you can do different things to it and really dress it up if you actually wanted to give yourself different looks. And the foundation wise, again, and I think this is the main thing about all of the actual Sentoo collection and the Sentoo Lotus is that comfort factor, how comfortable all these wigs actually are. And that really is something really important to us and really important to what we actually thought about, which is great. And I'm really sorry, I've just realised I made a mistake. This was the fourth one. So this was four lotus flowers. Please ignore me. And going back to saying it's the four lotus flowers, just to actually let you know, this is like a top of the range foundation. Absolutely stunning. And our new collection of Lotus is going to be made on a very similar foundation. So you're going to have that pure 100% comfort that you actually really, really want from your actual wigs. So yeah, I got that slightly wrong. Sorry. This is number three. So this, thank you, Claire. She says it could happen to anybody. It's very true. Yeah, thank you. Um, this is the lotus flower number three, slightly different. And I wouldn't say when we look at all of the foundations, even though we label them as bases 1 to 4, the quality of all of them from number 1 upwards are still absolutely excellent. They're still very, very good quality wigs. This one is the hazel, and I actually love the hazel as well. It's a really nice wig, and this colour, if you like your greys, is a really, really, it's called, what's our lightest grey, Bradley? Sentoo Lotus Silver.
It's a.
Bradley will look it up in the book.
I will look it up.
Will you look it up, or shall I look it up?
I can do it, James. Don't worry. You keep talking. I'll find it.
Lotus Silver, I think it is, my darling. Again,
That rings a bell.
yeah, I think this one's Lotus Silver, and I'll turn it the other way in a moment for you guys. We've got machine wefting at the back, which goes up to almost the signature bone. That lovely lightweight stretch net material, your monofilament top, and that extension of lace across the front. So quality and comfort on this wig is, again, absolutely beautiful. And the size that the hazel comes in and the hazel actually comes on a size 53 foundation. But when we look at that colour, and I'm sure it's Sentoo
It is the
Lotus,
Lotus. It is the
it
Lotus
is,
Silver, Jane. Yeah, it's the L62 Lotus Silver.
yeah. My, as I named all of these colours, I should remember, really, shouldn't I?
Well, I love the story that goes with your naming of the colours, Jane, because I don't think it's quite obvious from looking at them.
It's not obvious at all, is it, really?
No.
And maybe I should have done that as a question tonight, but that would have been quite a cruel question, quite a hard one. Um, where we get our names from is quite interesting, really. We name our wigs in colours, different things. People come up with the names. These are all obviously named after flowers. So we've got dahlia, blossom, lily, etc., bluebell, poppy. So they're all different flowers. And then when we wanted to actually look at colour, we wanted something that if we added more colours to the collection in the future, there's going to be more names that we can actually use as well. So I'm sat at home one day on my computer looking at things with groups of colour and different things, and all of the Sentoo Lotus colours are named after different types of wood. So some of them are quite obvious when we look at sycamore, we look at oak, they're cherry, they're actually quite obvious different woods. But when you actually look at sugarberry, which is this one, or zebra wood as well, they're actually types of wood. And when I looked at the woods, because I wanted to kind of look at the colour of the wig and the colour of the wood, they kind of actually match up quite good. So that's where they actually came from. And some of them are rooted, and some of them have the name melange on them. So it could be like, for example, light oak melange. And the melange is a French word and it's for mixed. So it means that that colour is actually mixed. It's got highlights and got different blends of colour going through it. So that's where we actually come up with our names. We come up with quite strange little things when we're thinking about them. That, that's how we actually came up with those names. So as you can see, this one you can actually flip it out if you want to. You could actually take it all under, but it just moves, I think. If I just turn that head around, just moves absolutely beautifully when you brush it or actually put your fingers through it. So a great wig and absolutely a lovely, lovely colour on that one as well. I'm just going to bring the poppy into play. This is the one that if you can answer the question, how many collections are within the Sentoo brochure, then we'll be able to actually choose the winner, or Bradley will be able to choose the winner either tonight or when we finish the programme later. And whoever actually gets it right will actually win this particular poppy. And this poppy is in a colour called cherry wood rooted. So again, cherry trees, cherry wood rooted. And as you can see, it's just, if I just bring her forward, just a very, very soft smudge of a root. So really, really natural looking. The poppy is beautiful. It's just got that lovely, soft movement and wave to it, which is absolutely beautiful. And what you actually notice is with any wig collection, whether it's the Sentoo Lotus premium or it could be a more high fashion, when you get your wigs, they've got a beautiful sheen to them. And this is a finishing that is actually put on its factories. And it's put on there to actually look after that fibre and to actually protect that fibre as well. And that's why it's really important that when we're looking at products to actually shampoo, condition our wig with, leave-in conditioners to actually help with the anti-static, help with that friction frizz on those longer lengths. It's really important to use that right product. If, for instance, and I mean, I've been in the business for a number of years now, and I've heard people use all sorts of different products on their wigs to actually wash them and condition them. And I'm sure there's lots of you out there this evening who are actually thinking, yep, that's me. I've used this, that, or the other, and I won't name any of the products. But if you're going to actually wash or condition your wig using a detergent, what you actually do is you strip off that coating that the factory have actually put onto your wig. And by doing that, the fibre is going to be a lot drier. It's also going to be a lot less easy to actually manage as well. So really think about it. If you've got your stylist saying to you, oh, you really should be using the tea range to actually look after your wig, the shampoo, the conditioners, the softening sheen, is normally for a very good reason. And that's the same for any manufacturer out there. They've all got their own different brands that they use, and it is really important for you to actually use the right brand. I'm going to just do, and I wanted just to do a couple of little bits of styling tonight, just to actually show you how you can actually change the look of this poppy. If you wanted a fringe cut into this, because you've got that lovely lace front, you could cut a fringe into it and have quite a nice fringe. You could have a nice side fringe as well. Because I'm giving this away to one lucky winner tonight, I won't cut a fringe into it because it's something I don't know if they want or they don't do want. If you did want a fringe cut into it, you could always just send it back to me, drop me an email with what kind of length fringe you want, and I'm quite happy to put that in there for you. So just to actually start, I just want to actually show you a really quick way of how you can actually just dress this wig up and just make it look slightly different. So I'm taking this piece of ribbon. You can use any scarf that you might actually have at home. This is one from the Christine Headwear collection, and this is sapphire ribbon. It's a boho ribbon called Sapphire. It's in that really nice kind of gold lame material. So I'm just going to take it underneath her hair at the nape area. Just take her hair away. And I'm just going to tie that into a little knot just to actually secure it. Okay, so just secured it there. Stick the leg. So, any kind of scarf that you might have at home that you're actually wearing to match an outfit, you could try it on any. I'm just going to leave a little bit of hair out through that front section. And then with the longer length that I've actually got here, I'm just going to knot it. So it's almost like doing crochet. So I've just made a loop, another loop, put that end through the other loop like this, and then just take that over the top, and you can just tie that off on the underneath. And as you can see, just with any scarf you were going to use to match the outfit you're wearing, you can just give yourself a really simple but effective different look with your wig. You could keep all your hair behind if you wanted to, or you could just tuck that hair around the actual ribbon. And by doing that, it's going to look quite natural and just keep it away from your face as well. So just a really simple idea for what you can actually do for the actual summer months to keep that hair away from your face, keep you a bit cooler. You can really dress it up if you wanted to. If you were going to a wedding, you could put feathers in there, different beads in there to really dress it up if you want to. These long ribbons are fantastic, but any scarf would actually do as well. And I think all of us have got numerous scarves at home that we actually use for different things. So
That was so simple, but so quick watching you do
quick,
that, Jane. That was really
really
good.
quick, really effective as well, Bradley. It just really dresses that wig up, doesn't it? And again, I think it's all about owning your wig and actually learning what you can actually do with them. Next little look, I'm going to leave a little bit of that fringe out and just a little bit of hair through those sides. So you can see it's just a tiny amount that I'm leaving out through there. And again, with the other side, Bradley, I'm just going to leave a little bit out again, just to soften that hairline.
Okay.
Again, I'm going to do two looks. So another look that is really simple to do. And I think, this one, it makes your wig, your hair, because you can do different things with it. I'm just going to take a section of hair through that front. So probably about, I don't know, an inch wide. Take it through, and then I'm just going to plait it. So start with your underneath layer going over the center, then your top layer coming down, just a standard plait. You'll just quickly plait that through for you. And then I'm going to secure that with a little hairband. And you can get proper little hairbands that you can use for tiny plaits like this. They're almost invisible. You can get them in different colours as well. And you can see how tiny that is. Really, really tiny. I'm just going to tie that plait off on that side for you, just to secure it a moment. And then I just want to move. And plaits are really fashionable this year again for the spring and summer. We were looking at fashion, weren't we, Bradley?
We
And
were, yeah. It kept coming up last week, wasn't it? The
coming up
plaits,
there,
the
yeah,
kind of braids at the back, a lot of ponytails again. It's all about getting creative with what you've got, but pulling it backwards.
yeah, great. So again, I'm just going to do a simple little plait. So just taking the same amount of hair from that side, so they both almost match. Just plait that down. Again, tie it off with one of my little bands. And once I've done that, I can just leave those two plaits if I want to, and just take them, join them in the middle, and just secure it with another little band. And again, quite simple. You've got just that lovely soft wave at the back, but you've got this lovely soft little plait going through. And if you didn't want to leave your sides out, or if they were cut shorter, you could just take that through, make it a little bit looser and softer, and just with a normal grip, just a normal curvy grip that we actually use, just pin that into the actual hair. And again, that would just soften that off and just take it away from that actual front hairline. So just really easy to actually do as well. If another way you could actually do that, if you wanted to take the hair back, and again, when we were looking at fashion last week, there's pearls and diamonds everywhere. You could just put a little headband over the top, and a little trick that you've got again, take your fringe area, that front area, you've got your headband, lift it out, and just twist that hair underneath. And it's going to, I'm just do this side for you, take it back, and it's just going to actually hold it in place. So over and around, and it will just secure that into place for you. So again, it's a very easy look that you can go from the office going straight out on in the evening. But we'll take that band off now, and I'm just going to go into the last look of the evening. So I just want to get rid of that band. I'm going to leave these two plaits out because I still want those. And what I want to do now is show you a really easy way to put your hair up into a nice ponytail so it's not getting all hot and sticky in that nape area. And I know people, if they've got their own bio hair, most of us keep our own hair up when it starts getting a little bit hot in the summer months. And also with a wig, it gets really quite sticky and uncomfortable as well. So again, if you can wear it up sometimes, but do it so it looks really natural, then I think it's a great way. I'm just combing or brushing some of that hair back on the top. And I'm using a wig brush. So I'm using the Renier Paris wig brush. If you can see, it's got like little dots, little white bubbles on the end. And that actually protects all of that fibre that we're brushing all the time. So it's not tearing that really gentle fibre. I'm brushing it up from the underneath because I want to have, a fairly highish ponytail. Not too high, but not too low either. And I'm keeping it quite loose as well. So once I've got my ponytail of that section of hair where I want it, again, I'll just take one of my little bands and actually tie that ponytail off just to secure it for me. And then you'll actually see I've still got all this hair on the underneath. So once you've got your first ponytail, just lift it and just pin it out of the way. So it's not going to get in your way when you're actually moving on to your next section. It's not complicated at all, this. It is really easy to do, and I'm sure you're all going to be able to manage to actually do this at home. If you're wearing a poppy, you could be wearing the bluebell, or you could be wearing any of the long wigs that we actually do. Again, with the remainder of that hair, just gently lift it away from the head and brush it upwards. Always remember when you're actually putting a wig up, and I think this is one of the really good tips that we can give you, is to keep it fairly loose in that nape area. It just makes that hairline look a lot softer and a lot more natural for you as well. So again, just be careful, lift that hair up. You don't want to see any of that foundation at all. Just checking that I can't see anything. And once I've actually done that, I am then going to take down my top ponytail. So I've got the bottom hair in one hand, my top ponytail, and then I'm going to take that hair as I twist it around. So I'm twisting the hair, twisting that bottom hair around, and twisting it around that ponytail. So it almost looks as if that hair is actually securing that ponytail. When I've done that, I'm just going to take a simple little grip, pop it in through the actual hair just to actually secure it. And as you can see, it's really kind of lifted that hair away from your nape area, so it's going to be really, really comfortable. If you didn't do your plaits would have gone into that as well. So you would have just had this really nice swingy ponytail. I'm going to incorporate the plait though, because I think they look quite nice, gives it a bit of texture. And I'm just going to soften that plait out. So I'm just loosening that hair, pulling it out. So it's just making it look slightly more textured, which is great. And then again, I'm taking that underneath that ponytail and just secure that in with another grip. And then moving round to our other side, so you can actually see this side. Again, let's just soften off that plait again, which I think works quite well. It's quite easy to actually do for any of you, whether you're a hairdresser or if you kind of, wearing wigs for the first time and you're experimenting. This is a great way. Again, take that plait, take it underneath our pony, or you can take it over the top. I prefer to take it under, pass it around, and just secure that end in with another little grip. Take a little pin. And again, there you go. Very, very simple. Nice little ponytail. Nice and soft in that nape area so it doesn't look as if you're wearing a wig. If you wanted to get rid of your longer sides, just again, just take them back ever so gently. And you can just pop them in underneath the ponytail and just pop another little pin in. So really easy to do. And there's lots of different things on the market now if you wanted to actually, I mean, if you could have put a nice fringe into this, I'm not going to though, because I am aware I'm going to be giving this one away at some point this evening. So I don't want to actually cut fringes into it. But you could just soften that fringe around like this, pop it underneath the plait. So I've just softened it around, popped it underneath that plait, stick a little pin. And this kind of look, you could actually do it on a head like this. So it's all done, and then put it onto your head and it won't disturb it at all. You can just do the finishing touches. So that almost gives you the impression that you've actually got a fringe, but you've just got that lovely swingy ponytail as well for going for a walk, going out to dinner, wherever you actually want to go. If you wanted to go one step further, you could always just twist your ponytail around, some more pins, and then you've got a lovely little bun effect as well. So great little ideals that you can actually do, and you can dress them up with headbands and beads and all sorts of different things if you want to actually use that on your wig. So hopefully you all liked those few styling tips that we've actually given you this evening. I think they're great and just a really easy way for somebody to actually wear their hair and to actually wear those long wigs as well. Taking it off your neck when you're getting really hot, it will cut down on that friction frizz that we get on synthetic wigs. So it's going to make your wig last that little bit longer as well. Do you have any questions coming through at all, Bradley?
Yeah, we do. One question we've had come in is about the braids. Um,
Yeah.
when you are braiding a wig, when you take those braids back out, will it have created some kind of wave in the fibre?
Okay, with our own hair, when you braid it, it creates that little kink, doesn't it? With a wig, you'll find that it doesn't actually, it gives it a little bit of movement when you take it out, but then if you actually spray it or shampoo it, or if you don't want to shampoo it, if you're not ready to shampoo it, just spray it with a little bit of your softening sheen and just brush that through, then you can actually get rid of any kinks that have actually gone into it. But it's not going to kink as much as it does if it's your own human hair. So yeah, but it's
Okay.
good question, Bradley.
And we've had some feedback here. Is not tried a plait with a pony. Looks really good. We'll have to give this a go. Another comment earlier was that they've been a couple of bit experimenting with bots, felt inspired from styling from watching these. And I'm sorry, I keep cutting out. I can hear there's a lot of feedback when I'm speaking right now, and I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting closer to the screen. I don't think it helps actually, but yeah, there is a little bit of interference there, isn't there, Bradley, this evening for some
There is,
reason?
unfortunately.
Probably the weather. It's nice sunny weather. So yeah, anybody, whoever's got the right question will actually get this particular poppy. I'll leave it up as it is, so you can just wear it as you want, as this if you want to, or if you want to take it down, you can style it any which way you want to. But I think really just to kind of go over that Lotus collection, they are very, very lightweight. They are very much like wearing our own hair as well. If you've not tried one, do try one because they are just beautiful wigs to actually try. And I think people, when they tried it for that first time, really don't always go back to any other collections at all. So they are great ones. Have you got anything to add at all, Bradley? You keep disappearing on me because you go small.
I'm not sure it's going to be able to hear me. It sounds really bad.
Yeah, no, the sound is bad. Yeah. Okay.
But I'll let you tell everybody about what we're going to be doing next week. And I'm going to stand here very quietly because it sounds awful.
Just look pretty instead. That's it. Look pretty for me. You're like the assistant, Debbie McGee. If we're doing it. But you're not short like Debbie McGee. You're like a giraffe. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Aderans UK Live this evening. I hope you actually enjoyed listening and learning about the Sentoo Lotus collection. Great collection. Please give it a go. It is one of my favourites, and you can do so much with them styling wise. Hope you picked up some nice tips as well from how we actually styled the poppy this evening. And Bradley will get in touch with that lucky viewer who actually got the question right. Thank you, Bradley. And it's a good night from me, good night from Bradley and our team behind the scenes. And next week, before I say good night to you all, we've got a really exciting evening planned for next Wednesday, the 7th of April. So just after Easter. And we're being joined by Wendy and Phil from the Little Princess Trust. Some of you might have a Little Princess Trust wig. Some of you might have actually worked with them. Some of you would have read about them, maybe even raised money for their charity as well. So we're both really excited to actually have them live with us. So join us next week for Aderans UK Live in conversation with the Little Princess Trust. Have a lovely rest of the evening and have a fantastic Easter weekend, all of you. And we'll see you next week. Take care, everybody. Bye.